that's why I understand that the woman actually is like having high qualification, high flyers actually, who actually earns a lot of money. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know what is he trying to help, but uh, if to what I know, if the person actually earns a lot of money, what is the leader purpose of helping the woman? Is it to like fulfill sexually? I mean, the desire to fulfill the woman needs, in a sense sexually, or to fulfill the 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 nafka in a sense of monitoring. The purpose of this religious sect ni, dia tak clear tau kenapa dia tubuhkan benda ni.
Yeah.
Setakat bantu wanita, in what sense? What can you help women apart from, I mean, helping them find a job, protect them? Other than that, what is his purpose of doing this? That is the part that I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
as to why he established this I would say group lah.
Mm-hmm.
They're a bunch of groupie.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the definition is not there. Macam per se, I'm gonna say the bigger group that we know until now that still live or alive and growing, Scientology. Scientology is the biggest group that is, I don't know, is it becoming a norm already? Because you have to be registered as a company, what, right? If you have more than 10 packs, you want to form a new religion. Yeah. So the thing is, they are led by celebrities. I don't. This one like familiar. I imagine he's in event management. He has celebrities. Imagine that the celebrities actually start to fund or get to know about his this religion and wanted to become his
Alah,
followers or
dia
what.
nak ikut macam Scientology US, tapi US tu artis dia A-lister. Singapore artis pakai sepagi makan pagi siul. Oh, Malaysian artis kata, artis sendiri minta bantuan. Kau nak apa dengan orang?
Yeah.
I mean, like, kau tak boleh. I mean, you need to know your crowd lah. In Singapore, Asia,
Yeah.
this kind of thing cannot happen lah. Unless maybe in Indonesia, maybe lah. But in Singapore, this kind of things, I don't think it can go far.
Mm-hmm.
You with your clan only lah, maybe 230 max lah. Other than that, you pelan-pelan kayu lah.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, this thing is not this year. This person punya ajaran. It happened 2 years ago, and then someone actually report about it. But why only this year like kecoh? That is the problem. Why only this year it comes in the news? So what causes? Is it because the husband saw about the whole situation, or is it because the husband the no? Is it because that guy who actually reported it tak boleh jadi nabi, or what? I mean, like, there must be a reason as to why this happened. Like I said, this thing, I definitely, he's not the first group. Definitely there are a few others, but it's still happening.
Mm-hmm.
So why only now it's highlighted by local media, English local media? Why is it now?
Mm-hmm. This thing, like, again, the people are afraid to talk about it. They
Why
need.
why why are we so afraid to talk about it? But we can talk about Islamic terrorists, Islam being a terrorist, but we are so afraid to talk about what is wrong with this person having to claim that he's a prophet. Why can't we talk about that? It's nothing wrong, right?
Yeah. How about the unnecessary saga that we had? Like, come on, to compare with that saga and this thing, I think this is more serious. Yeah.
I don't
And I think people are looking into it differently. And I don't know what exactly. Is it they are afraid? Is it because of fear? Is it because, like, I don't have much knowledge to talk about it? So maybe let's just someone who are more authority or have the voice to say to it. How about if the authority also not doing anything about it?
yeah,
You
why
know?
why isn't our ustaz actually voiced out about this? I mean,
Yeah.
orang belajar jauh-jauh sampai negeri Arab. Takkan korang tak boleh voice out about this thing? Is already reported. It's in the
Mm-hmm.
news. So
Mm-hmm.
isn't any one of the ustaz actually voicing out about this issue? This is
Mm-hmm.
an issue. It happens in the masyarakat. I would say masyarakat Melayu. It's not
Mm-hmm.
masyarakat Cina, masyarakat India. It
Mm-hmm.
happens in the Malay community. To be specific, it happens in Malay Muslim community. Why is it a taboo for you to speak out about this thing? If it's wrong, it's wrong. It's right, it's right. You know. You can say to the being a gay and lesbian is wrong, but why can't you say that if whatever he did is right, you can say he's right. But if what he did is wrong, just say this is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. Why can't our asatiza, our caliber, ustads and ustazah actually take acknowledgement of this, and act upon it. Why are we so afraid? Why are we so afraid of this? Is it because you're afraid that your rice bowl will kacau, your rice bowl will get disturbed, or what? I mean, this is an issue. If this could happen, it will happen again. It will happen like 10 years down the road still. It will happen until kiamat. You know what I'm saying? But why isn't anyone taking actions when it comes to this? So that is the question that has been playing. And even now, we are not talking about it anymore. It was like first today the hype of the news about this person. Like I can only see it lasted 2 days in my Facebook news.
Yeah, you're right.
After that, nothing. None of the orang-orang atas give feedbacks or comment about this. Even though orang atas is the Muslims, but none. No one is saying about this. Why are we so afraid? But when saga untuk matikan orang, buruk-burukkan,
Like a
kutuk-kutuk,
flood, like a storm, man.
I mean orang atas terus bersuara peranjat. So that's the thing. Orang Melayu ni suka buat isu, jadikan isu benda kecil tu jadi besar. Tapi bila benda macam ni berlaku, semua macam tak muah, ni sensitif ni pasal agama. Tak, agama aku cetek. So I cannot offer you like solution or feedback about this because I don't want to be judged. But we understand few things about Islam. You pray 5 times, you do good things. You don't harm people, you don't marry 13 wife. That is the simplest of Islam that but why, my question is, why isn't anyone act upon it? It's worrying, man. It's
Yes, it
worrying.
is. It is
It is
worrying.
worrying.
So I don't know where this fear came about. Is it because like Malay Muslim have like certain view out of the bigger group? Like we always consider the minority, and if there's anything like considered macam like how to say create controversial, it's gonna be like whoa, it's gonna jeopardize our own community. But the fact is, every race have their own challenges. Every race have their own different things going on in their be it faith related or personal or behavioral or conditional issues. There's a lot. It's really about speaking up what's right,
Mhm.
right?
But maybe, let's just put it into perspective, lah. We have a perspective saying that we are afraid of talking about this
Mm,
because, like I said, our knowledge of Islam is not as much as we supposed to have, lah. But let's just put in another perspective. What if Singaporean has become, they call it liberal Muslim,
mm,
in a sense that suka tingkau lah. You want to do what you want to do as long as you don't affect my beliefs in my Islam. What you want to do, it doesn't disturb me. I'm fine. Because to my understanding that in there's Islam, there's different sects, a sect, in the sense that Wahhabi, Shafi'i, Hanbali, and different Islams in other country, they have different fatwas. Okay, in the sense that, to my understanding, like Islams in Turkey, they are Muslim. They pray 5 times a day, but they can keep dogs. You see, but in Singapore, they'll be like, just don't keep dog. But in Islam, we don't say kau tak boleh simpan anjing. It's just that you cannot touch the dog's saliva. Other than that, you're fine. So that's why I say maybe in other perspective is that Muslims in Singapore don't really care what you do. As long as you don't disturb me, I'm fine. You want to pray to who, you want to claim yourself, whoever, you can go ahead by all means. Just don't disturb my local masjid ke, like don't try to disturb my favorite ustaz or something. And then I think, yeah, that is could be one of the reasons as to why people don't care. That people have other pressing things to do than this.
yeah.
What do you think?
I think they should learn like per se lah, whatever Islam or Muslims always gonna point for the obvious things like terrorism
That is nothing new lah.
and I don't know what other things, that but there is other serious offenses that is supposed to be highlighted as well, not just about that. I understand, I know about how much it has invested to do a investigation job or research about terrorism far till that they have to research all the way to particular country to find out how they works, how the organization is. And why can somebody also look into such things that's happening now as an offense as well and do further research? Like, is this the only group or there's a lot actually out there but in a hush hush? And why this ideation even happened at the first place? How come? you know, and what can they do for intervention? Don't tell me only counseling, you know.
Exactly, right?
Counseling, really? Might as well go FSC lah. Family
jangan
Service
jangan
Center.
jangan pok nama lah.
FSC is everywhere.
Okay.
There's different name altogether, but that is generic terms ah. I mean,
Okay. So okay, my question is kira apa kita punya how do I put this? Kira ustaz-ustaz kat Singapore buat kerja tak betul lah. Is it like macam you're not doing that much to protect your, I don't know, Muslim community? Like, this thing happens, so what is your next move? Just keep quiet about this? You know, what happens to, I don't know, what is it
okay,
called lah,
okay.
orang yang in charge of Islam? Aku lupa lah nama dia.
Imam,
No, 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 not the imam. The
Khalifah, I don't know.
no, it's just,
Oh,
oh my god, someone drilling at night. You kidding, right?
oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh my god. Okay, anyway,
Uh,
like this. Okay, there isn't any form of reply from our Singapore Islamic bodies, correct? There wasn't any.
there's only one replied, and the rest.
What was the reply? What was the reply? I mean, can you share?
Oh God,
I
let
mean,
me
I need to know
see.
what they have to say.
Yeah, so I saw it in Facebook
Oh, I didn't see it.
itself.
Yeah.
It's in the Facebook itself. Maybe I just try to read out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, let me see.
Hmm.
Okay, here we go. Not shouldn't be far off. Okay, a recent online article has made inaccurate claims about that particular body investigation into complaints. Wait. Salah. Sabar. Too many. Okay. You may be aware of a news article published on 9 November 2020 entitled Self-Styled Prophet Said to Have 5 Spiritual Wives. The case was first reported to that body by members of the public in 2018. The individual mentioned in the article is neither a qualified nor registered under Dasatiza.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this body has taken public feedback on such matters seriously. In the name under the Fatwa committee had interviewed that individual as the nature of his activities listed in the complaint appeared to be religious. So he actually denied his any wrongdoing and only thing that he said that he's offering spiritual healing.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a twist, So the committee actually administered a formal advisory to him to cease such activities immediately as he was not qualified. I think, yeah, it sounds like that's the best they could do, advise and cease the activity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's really more than that,
Okay. I have to ask this question. In Singapore, what is it you need to have in order for you to be a qualified asatiza?
You mean the criteria, is it?
No, what do you have to? I don't know what you will call it criteria, but what do you need to have to be a qualified asatiza?
You want me to read out what
No,
they
no.
ask?
I mean, based on your
Based on my knowledge,
based on common people.
common people, we
Mm.
just need to understand the foundational or the pillars of Islam.
Mm.
Yeah, the iman, the 6 types of iman.
Mm.
So everything, yeah, and there's understanding of the Quran and Sunnah.
Okay, kalau kau ada tu semua, if you have all of that,
Mhm.
do you think you can do preaching? Preaching in the sense that kau mengkongsi ilmu tentang Islam. Do you think you are allowed to do that? I
Okay,
mean, you have all that.
preaching.
You
Uh-huh.
completed the Quran. You
Uh-huh.
read the Quran.
Uh-huh.
Basically, you khatam the Quran.
Okay.
Do you think by khataming the Quran,
Uh-huh.
you are capable of preaching Islam?
Okay, two things I'm saying lah. You can
Mm-hmm.
advise based on
Mm-hmm.
your knowledge because it's a knowledge, it's an ilmu. You
Correct,
can
correct.
share. But to preach, I think it's like you have to be credible. That's why they have this asatiza thing, ARS
Mm.
registered. You are credible, you can get. Just like how, like, if I want to be psychologist, I must have master. Then I can do my work, assessment, do proper tools, all this. Otherwise, I think I have to take a step back and get that creditability. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah, that's how I see it.
So that is how you see it.
Yeah.
So in Singapore,
Mhm.
in order for you to do preaching or talking about Islamic, doing religious classes, to conduct religious classes, you need to have ARS.
Mhm.
Okay, if you don't have ARS,
Mhm.
you shouldn't do preaching lah. Tapi what if someone who has that, that knowledge, who actually belajar tentang Islam, belajar tentang sejarah Islam, mengkaji Islam, and they know everything about Islam, that they can tell you that, they can just tell you, if what you did this, they will explain to you in a such that you understand Islam the way you should understand. So that person is not allowed to, do their preaching just because they don't have ARS. Is that what you're trying to say? So
Mm,
ARS is a status in order for you to,
right.
is to show that you are a qualified teacher.
Mhm.
So kira-kira kalau macam misal kata, I don't have that, but I'm good at what I'm doing. I am a true blue Muslim. I pray 5 times. I do zakat. I pray all the prayers that is required by me. I fast and whatnot. But I don't have ARS.
Mhm.
Does that mean I cannot share my Islamic knowledge with others? Is that what you're trying to say?
Sharing, yes. Preaching as formality, definitely you because you will be questioned by authority already. Macam ni, macam this is happening. You don't have credibility.
No,
So
he didn't preach. He was sharing his knowledge. You understand where I'm coming from? He didn't claim that he was on stars. He didn't claim that he went
he claimed he's a nabi.
exactly. It wasn't coming from him. It was coming from someone who said that he claimed he is a nabi. That is why people. That's why I say people don't understand. It came from someone.
You mean the spirits or he himself?
It came
Like
from
I
a
don't
guy who
say.
actually got interviewed
Mhm.
because he got interviewed lah, because trying to open
Okay.
up the whole story.
Uh
It
huh.
came from that guy, that
Okay.
Saul guy, who's not happy
Okay.
about the whole situation. It didn't
Okay.
come from the man who actually practiced whatever he is doing. You didn't hear it from his mouth saying that Aku Nabi Muhammad. No, what? It came from someone.
Okay.
So that's the part that people don't understand, and maybe that is one of the reason as to why Muiz is not doing anything, or Muiz or any religious, religious body in Singapore not doing anything about it, because it didn't happen. It happens. It was told by someone, that someone claimed that he's a nabi. You see, even if I say to you, "Hey, I'm a nabi," if you report to someone, it's your side of story. There's only one person who's saying that he claimed that as such. So maybe in a sense that is the reason why no one is taking any action against it, even though it happens for many years. Have you not thought about it?
I was thinking like because everything is verbal, be it from who made the confession or the one who did such activities, because he himself said that he did spiritual activities for healing. But
Mm.
with the context, the content, we have no idea. But I understand there's evidence of meeting notes. So it's just that until now, the evidence is not out there. Lah. I don't know
Exactly.
whether it has been passed to the authority already. So if that such core evidence have, then the more solid that the authority have to pursue this thing further because there's evidence.
Exactly. Why isn't the authority pursuing, knowing the fact that they have the evidence? It was reported 2 years ago, so why wasn't anyone doing anything about it?
That is something that I cannot answer why.
Exactly. If people
Yeah,
not doing anything about it, it's because it's nothing wrong. Law is as such that if you did something wrong, you're gonna get it from them. But if you don't do anything wrong, to my understanding, to my perspective, then why must I disturb you? Have you not thought about it?
you asking me or asking the audience?
I'm asking you. Why would I want to ask the audience? I mean, like, this is our conversation, right? I mean, we are talking about from our
Okay,
point of view and understanding. So yeah.
the all I could say is that it's really about one thing, maybe controversy. Like whatever happening in the community, let's just do it like internally or like don't bring to the court. Let's settle this personally. That's how I see things that happening now. That's why when things escalate because of social media, quick, 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 go and answer this, go and say something just to make everything hush, quiet. You know, that's the message I'm getting from the media, okay, or from the people that's supposed to be accountable or responsible to whatever happening around the community. I just throw this one statement. That's it. We're gonna handle from here. You guys can kind of stay back, just relax, you know. But I think that's not what we want to see. We want to see like if there's an evidence already there, what could you do further? And counseling, step one. But there's more to it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really dive deep further with this person. And like so what did the reporter did to do investigation? That is for me it's like okay, I salute lah.
Mm-hmm.
Want to dig down further.
Mm-hmm.
So those thing that he managed to have in his hand, whatever I'm sure there's no video record or what lah, but it's very much on the solid evidence, as I say, the meeting notes itself lah. Should be sufficient to understand the context of the activities being done there
Mhm.
and what can be done next.
So all in all, we want to see actions to be taken, right? So
Yes.
all in all, I believe people think that what he did is wrong, correct or not? Because if you want actions, it means you assume that he's wrong. So if the government is not taking any action, to me,
Mhm,
he did nothing wrong.
mhm.
So on in all, we want action is because we assume that what he did is wrong because he claimed himself a prophet. Is that what you're trying to say?
The no, okay. If we're talking about in terms of law under religious act, if anything that you practice is not in by the understanding of the majority or the major belief of particular faith, it is wrong. It's an offense.
Okay.
That's why the body asked him to cease the activities. So that is one of the action that has been taken.
Okay, just seizing and that's it.
Just ceasing, you know.
Okay, fair
But but
enough.
but I
Okay,
mean it's like
what kind of action do you want more?
that's the thing because okay, if they really want to go, the thing is about we are looking into two world,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual and the reality in the world. So I know it's hard to tap on what if the spiritually make offense, how we gonna punish this another world that we are unable to.
Mm-hmm.
So what you could do best with this particular person who make these such practices is
Mm-hmm.
whether this person are willing to let go. So there's a term of what is ex I want to say exorcist, but exercise. There's another term lah.
What do Malay call it?
Exor apa what Malay call it
Accelerate or tak? Exploratious
exorcised
exercise. What do you need to exercise here?
exercised.
There's only a
If
mind, a body, nothing else.
okay, okay, this is very definitely in the eyes of law is hard, but
Mm.
because we also believe there's another world altogether, not just what is what you see is just that no, there's more in the universe. Okay, so this person is tapping on that. Okay,
How do we know?
and
How do we know that he's stepping on another world?
there's a thing you have to investigate. So if this person is doing that, the more that who have like the gift to be able to understand that there's existing of this world that this person is stepping on. If it's true, that is this person are willing to let go?
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it will continue and continue because it's still with him. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's like if the law can't do anything, then if you have that outlet, if anything wrong in the community that is not in the eyes of the doctor, it's not in the eyes of like the mental health body, there's
Mm-hmm.
an outlet to it. So you have that belief really, right? In that community itself. You have the outlet. I know where the outlet is.
Mm-hmm.
Um if that's the case,
Mm-hmm.
then why can't you use step on these particular resources to look into that?
Look
Okay.
into that religion preaching, is it?
No. It's not about the preaching, it's about what he have.
Okay, what? Okay, apa dia ada? To
Apa
your
yang dia ada.
understanding.
If based on that article,
Ah.
all the sayings that he have a spirit that he's engaging and called as mbah, if it's for real, a person who are gifted be able to see the
Okay.
existence of it, right? And if the thing if he continue to make practices, meaning that this gonna continue even though he sees the activities based on his claims he's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna do anymore, he's gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
But if that individual are not willing to let go, it's gonna continue in different ways or what. So that's why I say if the eyes of law cannot do, there is another way to explore or do something about it, to do the intervention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about this a willing party to look into that. Because there's belief what. It's not like macam kita tak ada ni benda apa, kita tak ada this outlet apa. When you are not, you felt that you are not sick, you don't have mental condition, there's a place
Mm-hmm.
to it. And we know where the place is. So why can't this body help? I mean, there's resources out there. Come on, there's ways to do it.